The A25 route is home to a number of spectacular passes. Although the Laitsoka pass is not the highest, it does offer magnificent scenery and includes the crossing of the high-level bridge over the upper reaches of the Katse Dam. The pass is quite long at 15 kilometers and contains 75 bends, corners and curves, of which 16 exceed 90 degrees, but there are no hairpin bends. The start of the pass is impressive as the headwaters of the Katse Dam are crossed via the Mphorosane Bridge, with most of its 86-meter high piers below the surface of the dam. The bridge is named after the small village on the southeastern side of the bridge. The bridge is 690 meters in length. To approach from the north, as we have produced it, head southwest from Halajoni on the A25 for 16 kilometers until you arrive at the high bridge over the Katse Dam, which marks the northern start of the pass. Technically, the pass starts at the crossing of the Malebamatsu River, which is at this point very much part of the Katse Dam, although some 18 kilometers north of the actual Katse Dam wall. This is a typical Lesotho pass, packed with bends and grand vistas, with statistics that make mountain passes in South Africa look rather tame. The average gradient of 1 in 25 is moderated by a central summit point of 2,649 meters above sea level, but the gradients do reach 1 in 7 on several sections of the pass, so it's steep by any standards. There are at least 2 good lodges in the Halajoni area for travelers to overnight if they wish. At the 2.8 kilometer mark, the first sharp corners are encountered, where the road swings through 120 degrees to the left, followed by a short straight and then another 120 degrees bend to the right. The road now climbs directly into the southeast for 1.3 kilometers, featuring only very gentle bends. But at the 4.3 kilometer mark, another S-curve with sharp corners raises the elevation up to 2,360 meters. The pass is tarred and forms one of the main routes through the central part of Lesotho, and has become busier since the completion of the Katse Dam and the ongoing Lesotho Highlands Water Project. Whilst you're still travelling on the bridge, you can glance over the waters and you'll most likely see the floating trout farms. This has become quite a big industry, with the majority of the fish being exported to Japan and South Africa. Trout farming on the Katse Dam involves large-scale commercial operations like Sanlay premium trout and Katse fish farms that use the dam's cold, deep and pure waters for their cold water species, primarily rainbow trout. These fish farms serve the South African and international export markets and have become major employers, with companies investing in community development projects in nearby areas. The Laitsoka Pass is 15 kilometers in length. has a summit height of 2,649 meters, an altitude variance of 591 meters, and an average gradient of 1 in 25, with some steep sections at 1 in 7. These long climbs will suck the energy out of your engine in the rarefied air, leaving you gearing down time and time again. For the next 1.4 kilometers, the road swings through many angles of the compass as it utilizes the contours to gain more altitude. The Kingdom of Lesotho is a landlocked country in southern Africa, completely surrounded by South Africa. It's just over 30,000 square kilometers and has a population of slightly over 2 million people. Like most of the passes in Lesotho, this one is also subject to snow and ice on the road for many months of the year. From this point, the direction is more into the east-southeast and fairly gentle, with a few easy curves as the summit approaches. The name Lesotho translates roughly into the land of the people who speak Sesotho. The original inhabitants of the area were the Sand people. Examples of their rock art can be found in the mountains throughout the area. The Lesotho government is a parliamentary or constitutional monarchy. Lesotho is divided into 10 districts, each headed by a district administrator. Each district has a capital known as a camp town. There's a fair amount of space on the right-hand side of the road just after the crest where you can safely pull off to enjoy the views. But be careful of vehicles coming up the pass from the opposite direction, as you will be crossing the face of oncoming traffic. The descent begins in earnest within meters of the summit, dropping down into the next valley. Lesotho's ethno-linguistic structure consists almost entirely of the Basotho. The main language, Sesotho, or simply Sotho, is the first official and administrative language, and it is what Basotho speak on an ordinary basis. At the 9-kilometer mark, the road levels off briefly as it follows the contours through 3 bends, after which the gradient steepens again rapidly to 1 in 7. The country holds rich culture, where villagers on horseback in multicolored clothing wave as you drive past. The hiking is world-class and can even be done on a Basotho pony. Lesotho is a fantastic place for an adventure tour. Once the gradient sees off a little, the direction heads into the east for 3 kilometers, where yet another change of direction kicks in at a big horseshoe bend. This big bend takes the direction into the south-southwest as the road drops down into the Matsuku River, which is a tributary of the Maleba-Matsu. The confluence is downstream of the Katse Dam wall. Lesotho is famous for its beautiful mountain passes, traditional communities and wildlife. Due to its beautiful wildlife, Lesotho is a great country for visitors who are looking for outdoor adventure and to immerse themselves in nature. The Sehlalabadebe National Park is Lesotho's most popular game and national park, which allows guests to witness Lesotho's wildlife up close and personal. The mountainous regions of Lesotho are a perfect environment for snakes. Most of Lesotho's snakes are small and potentially venomous, which travelers are made aware about before their ventures. There's a sharp left-hand bend at the 13.5 kilometer point as the road skirts a small river, then climbs briefly to end at the next small river, also at a left-hand bend at the 15 kilometer mark at an altitude of 2,191 meters. The Basotho people speak mainly Sesotho, and the majority speak quite good English, which is a second language which is widely used. The people are well known for their exquisite and unique artwork. The traditional Basotho hat, called the mokorotlo, is a fine range of grassworks which is made only in Lesotho. Their traditional culture holds strong value to village life, where elders are highly respected and most traditions and festivities are centered around seasons of the year. In the towns as well as in the mountains, it's common to come across a Basotho horseman in his traditional blanket who will raise his hand and greet you with the word khotso, which means peace. Throughout Lesotho, you'll see people dressed in woolen blankets with beautiful patterns which they wear to protect themselves from the cold temperatures. Animals are very important to the people. The Basotho pony represents the best form of transport in the mountains, and donkeys are often used as pack animals. Their villages are very structured, made up of a number of kraals, a collection of buildings belonging to one family as well as the chief. Some huts are for sleeping, some for storage, and one for cooking. Each kraal will also have an enclosure for livestock.